So hello everyone. So I know around the country, wintertime isn't always a popular camping time of the year. I know a lot of people camp mostly in the summertime, but here in the Southern California desert, we have continued camping pretty much throughout the winter and really will continue to do some camping. In fact, I'm getting the trailer ready for a trip to Anza Borrego this weekend. It's the last weekend before the holidays, and we're supposed to get really great weather. Should be about 70 during the day and like low 40s at night, which is really nice camping weather. Not too cold, not too warm during the day, so really perfect. So I'm really excited about that. We just came back from a camping excursion, overlanding trip in the Mojave Desert. So we've done the Mojave Road several times in the past. We've done the whole Mojave Road. We've done sections of the Mojave Road. This year we decided to start on the western end of the Mojave Road and explore some of the cooler features and sites and mines in that area, as well as some side trails and mines and stuff that we found on Trails Off Road and some other online resources, just to explore that area a little bit more detail, see some of the things that we hadn't seen yet in and around the Mojave Desert. So we had an absolutely incredible time. The trailer was amazing. We had a pretty deep water crossing, which I'll show some video. Many of you may be aware that the Mojave River has been filled in with rock, so it's not the same type of water crossing it once was, but the second water crossing, if you're going from west to east, was actually quite deep this time. In fact, as deep or deeper than the typical Mojave Road water crossing. So that was kind of fun. And of course the trailer did just fine. So the one thing I will also show you today, and the reason I'm making the video, is that there have been a few little sort of modifications that I've made, a few small repairs that I've made, things that I think might be somewhat helpful for those of you who are, owners of Bushwakka trailers or are looking to purchase Bushwakka trailers. So a couple things that I've done that have made the trailer a little bit more useful, and a small repair that I made that's been an issue in the past couple camping trips and was a real quick, easy fix. So we'll show you that stuff today. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you is that I bought some of this Zipper Ease zipper lubricant, and I put that around the zipper for the main entrance into the camper. So that's been really nice to just make it a little smoother, a little quieter when opening up the camper, getting in and out of the tent part of the camper. But I also use the same Zipper Ease zipper lubricant on these kinds of fittings. So I put a little bit up in here, around here, up in here, and in these areas here. The reason is that after I've been using the camper for many trips, I've noticed that when we open the door, for example, let me just demonstrate. So let me open the door here. When I open the door, this pops into here, right? And then and usually it pops in pretty easily, but when you go to close it, it's sometimes difficult to pop it off, right? It gets a little stuck just from getting gritty and dirty, those kinds of things. So just a little bit of lubricant is helping so that we're not getting any weakening or damage to this, and it just makes opening and closing the door much more easy, and I'm hopefully limiting the stress on these components. Same thing with putting the sink on, a little bit of that lubrication here, and also in these areas here, just helps to make sure that I can get the sink on and off more easily without potentially damaging those fittings. And I also put a little bit of the same lubricant. You can see a little bit of that wax in here. So when I slide the sink into this, it just slides in a little bit more easily. So that's the first little thing I've done, just basic maintenance on the trailer to keep everything functioning smoothly. Now, the other thing I did was I added this little magnetic paper towel holder here. It attaches very firmly to this this steel construction here. You can see it'll pop on and it holds really firmly. And this way I can just slide some paper towels on here, and that's going to be right next to the kitchen when we're using the kitchen. So that's been really nice. And the nice thing about adding it here is, one, the magnet can attach to this because it's steel, but also when I go to close the kitchen, if I've forgotten that I left it on, something like that, when I close the kitchen, it moves quite freely, doesn't impede anything, doesn't get caught up on anything. Worst case scenario, I lose some paper towels driving down the freeway if I've forgotten about it, or if I've taken the paper towels off. That paper towel rack isn't going to cause any problems or damage or anything like that. It might get a little dirty out here in the open air, but it's actually in a nice spot behind the trailer, so it's not likely to catch any debris or anything like that if I were to leave it on. And of course, because it's magnetic, I can pull it off and store it inside the kitchen when I'm not using it. So a little tip that I picked up to add a little paper towel holder for the kitchen, and I find it works really nicely and just makes those paper towels nice and easy to get to when you need them. All right, and the last thing I did was right here, okay, where this attaches to the fitting here, this pull attaching to that piece of plastic, I've had a couple times where this pull has come off the little plastic fitting here. It's not any, it's nothing serious. You just pop it right back on, but it does make it sort of a piece of pain in the butt when you do go to put up the tent or open up the side walls and put the tent walls up. So all I did was add just a little bit of packing tape, just holding these two pieces together, the white plastic with the metal sleeve here. That way, if I ever wanted to remove it again, there's enough tension on it where it doesn't pop out every time, but it just pops out occasionally. So a little bit of packing tape there just to hold it a little bit more securely. Everything else functions as it normally would. But that's a slight modification I had to make, or repair I had to make, just from this piece, this plastic and this metal kind of coming apart. I thought I could glue it if I wanted to, but they give you these kinds of fittings to replace them if one gets damaged. So I didn't want to have a permanent thing, super glue or something like that. I just wanted to hold on a little more securely. So I just put a little bit of packing tape on all 4 of these little spots here, just to hold them more securely, and I can always replace that tape if it starts to become a little bit of an issue. All right, so that's all I got for you this time. I know I hadn't posted any videos in a while. I've been taking the camper out and enjoying the heck out of it. It's pretty much been flawless other than the small minor things that I've already mentioned. It's been real rugged. It's gone everywhere I wanted it to go. And it's been super comfortable at the same time. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little update, and have a great winter. Happy holidays. And I'll post some more videos next time I think of something to post.